The only thing stopping Jake Paul from being considered a real boxer is himself. He has established himself as a top 3 draw in the sport, and if we're being honest, he's probably not 2 or 3. That means he basically gets to choose whoever he wants to fight. And after his most recent sideshow with Mike Tyson, everyone and their mother wants a piece of him, and his money. In this week's Top 5, we will tell you the best fighters who have called him out. Sanctioning bodies be damned. Disclaimer, we're not saying these fights will happen. For Jake's sake, he should hope they don't. 2 honorable mentions, Francis Ngannou and Conor McGregor. If Jake wants to continue fighting MMA guys who have star power, they are perfect. Okay, now for the list, which, spoiler alert, contains 5 actual pro boxers who are all in the top 10 at their weight class. First up is middleweight contender and UK star Chris Eubank Jr. His call-out came a couple of years ago, but there's no reason to believe the desire has died, considering Jake has only continued to put on massive events. Just like the majority of this list, Jake would have the weight advantage, but it's all but guaranteed that wouldn't matter in any of these hypothetical matchups. The best thing about this one would be the build-up. This brings us to our next guy, who is 20 pounds lighter than Eubank. It's Ryan Garcia. Garcia has made a career out of doing just that. And regardless of Jake having 50 pounds on him, this would be the best puncher he's ever faced. By a mile. Given his social media presence, this might be the biggest fight Jake could make. Okay, now the biggest call-out of them all, it's time for someone who would actually have the size advantage over Paul. The IBF heavyweight world champion, Daniel Dubois, has thrown his name into the mix, saying that he wouldn't just fight him, but he would put his title on the line. A reminder, Dubois just starched Anthony Joshua inside 5 rounds. The next guy was a little less subtle with his message. The undefeated lightweight world champion and pound-for-pound star Gervonta Tank Davis said he would beat the brakes off of Jake Paul. First off, he's right. It doesn't matter what weight Tank chooses to come in at. Before you say, Jake is so much taller than him, so he wouldn't touch him, Mario Barrios is 6 feet tall and a real world-class level pro boxer. Davis stopped him. That means he can get on the inside and land on someone of that height. And if Tank hits you, it's over. And finally, the craziest call-out of them all came from the undisputed light heavyweight world champion and a top 5 fighter on planet Earth, Artur Beterbiev. Beterbiev is a man of few words, even in his own interviews. So it was shocking to see him go out of his way on social media to send a message to Jake Paul. Simply put, he thinks it's time for the former YouTuber to challenge himself in the ring, and Beterbiev would be willing to provide it. Nothing like getting your feet wet by fighting the scariest boxer in the world. Now we throw it to the fans. What matchup do you think gives Jake Paul the best and worst chance?